Welcome, and thanks for joining us for this episode of Scope. The member for Kandrian Gloucester, Joseph Lelang, was well received by his people of Kandrian Gloucester when he joined them in celebrating the country's 47th independence anniversary at home. His new role as leader of opposition was celebrated. He is the first MP from West New Britain to hold the position in the 11th Parliament. Lelang went through various chiefly rituals before he got down to business with his independence speech and what PNG should be.
The opposition leader flew to Kandrian Station, West New Britain, to celebrate the country's 47th independence celebrations on September 16, 2022. His visit was significant for his people. He is the first MP from West New Britain to be the leader of opposition. Traditional chiefly welcome was accorded to him by his people by walking over a pig. Lelang arrived in the province 4 days before. He was met at Hoskins Airport by Governor Sasindran Mutuwel and Nakanai MP and Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke. A rousing traditional chiefly welcome was also accorded to him. On Tuesday, September 13th, he was sworn in to the West New Britain Provincial Assembly.
My recent elevation as the leader of the opposition. And I think, this is something that we can look at. And as leaders of the provincial government, we should be able to see that, there's a lot of things we can achieve by working together.
He pledged to work with all MPs of the province, stressing that division and disunity has resulted in the deprivation of tangible services to the people. Waiting to receive Lelang were warriors from a tribe in Kandrian, along with school children, men and women. He was hoisted upon arrival by a tribe on a carved flying turtle.
Okay, thank you. Opposition leader now will start when he come by command of grandstand. Awada, fighty man. Thank you.
Mr. Lelang was then escorted to another awaiting tribe, where he was hoisted again on a platform and taken to the grandstand amidst an assembly of school children. There he went through various chiefly rituals and made chief of the entire Kandrian Gloucester. He was elated as he began his independence speech.
We'd like to acknowledge him. Former Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter O'Neill, and PNC leader, we're in a long time ago, police, and we can stand up here and I talk about the new big man, a big Mary. Now, young class. Thank you, Longenda. Thank you, too, Igolongor. Senior members, the entire opposition caucus. Already sit down, Dr. Wigo, now we mark him in and we accepting this appointment.
Lelang said these great early leaders of modern Papua New Guinea did well for our nation in uniting our people and laying the foundation of a vibrant democracy. It has been 47 years since the flag of our Australian administrators. He said our grandfathers witnessed the birth of a new nation, and today we still experience what has been the smoothest transition to democracy in modern times. Lelang said as a sovereign nation, we have achieved a great deal and there is much to us to be proud of. However, PNG still faces unique and urgent challenges.
So me look forward that next 50 years anniversary celebration, Pega good law present, but law leaders, the province must give it back local people.
He stressed that the opposition understands these challenges and is committed to doing its best to help the government find and deliver the way forward for our people.
Me by continue. Now make sure that government must remain accountable to all people of Papua New Guinea. Long one kind of laws where permit discussing debate long and floor of parliament. Make sure that the one law come up the country, he must good luck long people. But we make sure that we must continue. The debate long policies of government.
He added that the opposition is ready to support the government and Parliament's initiatives through the parliamentary committees and other platforms established to perform their mandated responsibilities.
You must making policy clear good. How about you addressing agriculture? How about you addressing mining? How about you addressing petroleum resource development? How about you look the side of foreign affairs? One policy trade and investment. No supporting legal business, SME, MSMEs. One policies for you. You must make it clear so that me as an opposition leader want an opposition team. Me can come inside the debate, guide him where country must supposed to run.
He has tasked the government to amplify the many general statements it has made, including releasing much-needed policy details. Lelang said the first real challenge would the rise in cost of living.
But how about you, Rosim? Price flow, oxen palm, 20 kilo go round again. How about you, Rosim? Price flow, quick eye, 900 gram long, 30 kilo, you go round again, 18 kilo, 15 kilo, is our start before. How about you, Rosim? Price flow, zoom here. Now 2,000 kilo, pililo, long here, I think 1,880 kilo or something. How about you, Rosim? Again, you go round to 1,200. You may get talk inside the floor of parliament. Now when a policy to you may talk long end. But people like him, result, he must come up, the public, he must come up parasite, so that the people, he must benefit. Now place it up.
He said pre-existing high unemployment figures continue to worsen as small businesses shut down and large enterprises are downsizing their organizations and operations.
Plenty have a mistake. You meet us all. Hello country. Price is going up. Cost of living is going up. Cost of fuel is going up. Business is working. Business plan inside of this plan environment. I mean, a good plan of business. Because price is going up, you know what man buy. Got bigly 1 kilo, logo buy by store. Now suppose you logo buy business buy on a broke down or you scale down. Then how about national government is money? Revenue flowing. So this plus I go there, I am by run or same stuff, you will go na dinner again. Because the government too, negative dinner too much.
The opposition believes that the process must start by admitting that we have a situation that requires a collaborated and bipartisan approach to understanding it before we start the recovery and restoration process. He called for both sides of the House to find the long-term tangible solutions. The opposition leader further stated that they support interventions that will improve the quality of healthcare and education of our people as an important agenda in this regard. However, these efforts must be accompanied by well-defined interventions everywhere.
Proud makes a program must start. Papua LNG must start. Pinion project must start. Addressing all one of kind issues where what we go to mine long. Morwe province, he got Rasim this law issues go. This la mine must start. You must make money. You may make dinner. Dinner by Pagarabim country may.
He said if we want to increase trading in agriculture and other primary resources, then the solution demands interventions such as those addressing structural impediments and funding adjustments and funding constraints. Lelang also encouraged the government to create and allow strategic private sector partnerships in the sector that will drive the agenda with a sound business approach and outcomes.
Bottom line, suppose government, had him go talk. You blow people, now you play stop. You blow the tap, kiss him, heaven. You blow that's all. And the population blow Papua New Guinea by kiss him, heaven. Now all trade unions, all by come inside, all by demanding more money. Pay must conduct. You better look stuff in long time by pay conduct. Me talking government addressing this price increase here, inflation, hurry up. You let the Narim next up longer time, you Narim next up longer time. All the something that come inside now, by how do you look moving around them?
When we come back, CHW School in Western Province welcomes e-library facility. The Rumginae Community Health Workers School in Western Province received its e-library facility in August this year. The interactive library has over 30 million resource materials that will benefit the students and staff. OTML Board Chairman Dr. Roger Higgins encouraged the school to make use of the facility and to maintain it for years to come.
The Rumginae Community Health Workers School in Western Province received its e-library facility on the 26th of August this year. The facility is co-funded by Vega Industries, a supplier to Octedi Mining Limited, and Octedi Development Foundation. Of the 14 CHW schools throughout the country, the southern region hosts 7 schools, and Rumginae CHW School is the first to have an e-library facility completed at a total cost of 73,000 kina. Principal of the school, Amos Kupaloma, is grateful to the school's board of directors and development partner OTDF. The interactive library has over 30 million resource materials that will benefit the students and staff. Principal Kupaloma said Western Province is challenged with a shortage of rural health workers and access to health facilities. The school is trying to raise the standards of health facilities and aims to prepare more community health workers to serve in these facilities. He expressed that the training of competent CHWs with the vital skills and knowledge contributes to quality and cost-effective primary healthcare services to the rural majority and the urban communities, thus fulfilling the PNG government's National Health Plan. Principal Kupaloma said the new e-library is part of the capacity building to enable CHW Training School to become a nursing college. The school intends to commence the nursing diploma program in 2023. OTML Board Chairman Dr. Roger Higgins was the guest of honor. In his address, he recalled his stay in Western Province and the current developments. Dr. Higgins was pleased that in a remote environment, development was taking shape using the latest technology for learning. He commended the school administration for bringing the CHW school this far since its inception in 1976, and the current development will be valuable in teaching and training future professionals in medicine. He encouraged the school to make use of the facility and to maintain it for years to come.
Bank South Pacific Limited operates throughout Papua New Guinea and parts of the Pacific region, providing vital banking services. One of the main features of the bank is the use of automated teller machines. These machines make life easy for people to get their cash faster instead of lining up at the bank to withdraw money. However, these machines have been a source of distress for many customers in recent times.
The end result of a multitude of issues affecting a BSP ATM machine is that customers are unable to draw out cash when they need it. This makes people wonder whether the bank has a cash shortage issue. It has reached the BSP management and they are concerned. Thus, they called for a recent media briefing to share the way forward.
There's other factors at play, not necessarily BSP specific. Of course, BSP continues to do it's best to try and improve the service we provide to customers. And that's by putting more people on. People working through weekends, buying new machine, investing in newer technology. We'll continue to do that. What we're trying to get customers to think about is try and find something other than cash. There are digital ways to bank that everyone can adopt immediately.
BSP ATM team explained that problems associated to the ATM not producing cash is not lack of cash, but many other factors, including the constant power outages.
There's always that little gap before the generator kicks in. That's a problem for these machines, obviously, because of the complexity of the number of working parts. Because if a machine is halfway through counting cash, and so the machine is coming out of the filter, it's in the dispenser unit, but the power goes out, that's then quite challenging for the machine to resolve itself. And those are the types of things where then it causes us more need to come and visit the machines.
There are 326 BSP ATMs around the country, with 121 in Port Moresby alone. BSP has branches and agencies in 84 locations, such as Telefomin. In some of those remote places, BSP is the only one having ATMs and FPOS agents to make life easier for the customers, and maintaining these facilities cost a lot of time and money. Mr. Font said sometimes they are able to solve issues of the ATMs remotely. In some cases, if not, then the physical team visits the machine.
When there's an outage, we use telecommunications to connect. So when the link is down, the ATM goes out of service. And then our IT communications team liaises with the telcos to bring that service back up.
It was explained that the cause of malfunction could be due to power blackout, telco, hardware, and software issues.
This PC is connected by Ethernet, just the same as your computer connected to the internet. We use different service providers. Most probably we use all the service providers. There's Digicel, B-Mobile, Telecom, Dataco. So the network is heavily reliable on external sources or ISPs.
Mr. Font said customers can use their mobile banking, internet banking, direct credit, and there is no need for cash, except when they are trying to pay for PMV or for market vendors. He said they are investing in technology to try and find the best options for customers.
So I guess the key message is one, it is not a simple logistical exercise as you've seen today. Secondly, customers need to think about better ways to do things. And thirdly, BSP acknowledges its need to try and improve the way it supports its customers, and will continue to do that to try and improve that service outcome.
BSP Bank management is now trying to direct their customers to prepare for a cashless society. Font said customers can do transactions digitally, such as paying school fees through phone banking or internet banking.
What we're trying to get customers to think about is to try and get away from the use of cash. As Guy pointed out, if you're using an FPOS machine, you can get cash out at an FPOS machine. So while you're doing your transaction, you can say to the merchant, can I take cash out? 100 kina, 200 kina, it's driven by the merchant.
Font said looking at the use of the ATMs globally, it has reduced a lot because people are doing their transactions digitally. He said we are getting to a cashless society in some future point, but we are just not getting there as quickly as others. Other digital transactions and banking facilities are available to customers, such as the Cell Money cash deposits, transfers and withdrawals, and they encourage customers to use these facilities.
The short-term answer is just to try and get customers to think about better ways of doing things. And of course, BSP will continue to invest in new ATMs, as I've said, 120 new ATMs, which will be contactless, for example, which will negate the need to put a card in. You can just touch and go on the ATM with your PIN. Could be biometrics.
The media team were made aware of the possible damages also caused by customers when they get to the ATM machines. This includes the damaging of the keypad when they are tampered with, and also the card slot, which is damaged when the user pushes the card in and pulls it out too hard. A visit to the cash counting area of the bank brought light to the hard work that goes on behind the scenes to have cash readily available for eager customers who sometimes may get disappointed when the cash won't come out or when the ATM machines gives a temporarily out of order notice. In a way, the BSP management showed the media that there is enough cash to go around to ATMs, but other factors are sometimes hindering the smooth delivery.
After the break, PM's 13 fixtures part of social fabric tying Australia and Papua New Guinea together. The Australian Prime Minister's 13-man side proved far too strong in the end, but had to work hard at times for a 64-14 victory over their Papua New Guinea counterparts a week ago this evening. The Australian PM's 13 women also dominated the PNG Orchids 64-6, but the Prime Minister's 13 serves a far higher purpose than just football. It is proving to be an instrumental of international diplomacy and player development. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese acknowledged the importance of these fixtures, saying rugby league is part of the social fabric that ties Australia and Papua New Guinea together.
The Australian PM's 13 women dominated the first half and took a 32-0 lead to the break and led 52-0 with 15 minutes to go, at which point a brilliant solo effort from Joanne Lagona garnered one of the biggest cheers of the night as she put PNG PM's 13 women on the board. Sinead Sisioka burned the Orchids down the right edge for the opening try of the match, which Lauren Brown converted. The Brisbane connection down the left linked for the second, with Jamie Chapman setting up Emily Claire Bass. Shakaya Tungai, Stephanie Hancock and Karina Brown added further tries before Bass got a second to send the Australian PM's 13 women to the sheds, up 32-0. Sisioka scored her second a minute into the second stanza before Jada Ferguson and Denny Perez crossed. An impressive reaching effort from Tawana Sullivan Togo in the corner saw the hosts hit the half-century. Joanne Lagona was the one to put the PNG Prime Minister's 13 women on the board, carving through for a try with 12 minutes to go, which was converted. Sisioka scored her third, followed by a late try to Zara Canfield to finish the scoring. With the Rugby League World Cup only weeks away, this year's PM's 13 also played a key role in World Cup selection for both the Aussie and PNG sides. A number of the players in the Australian side will be in line for Jillaroos selection for the World Cup, while a majority of the Papua New Guinea players, including the likes of Therese Aiton, Ese Banu and Joanne Lagona, will also be back in action for the Orchids next month in England. Meantime, Kumul's head coach Stanley Tappend is saving his best players for that tournament, which kicks off in England on October 15. 3 months ago, the Kumuls, who were the underdogs, triumphed over Fiji in the NRL's Pacific Test. PNG fielded its NRL All-Stars at the Pacific Test, including Justin Olam, Alex Johnson, Lachlan Lamb and now retired David Mead. Historically, the PM's 13 is about providing PNG in-country players with international game experience. Before the matches, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and PNG Prime Minister James Marape were each handed a signed jersey of the men and women's teams to exchange by NRL CEO Andrew Abdo.
It is my absolute privilege to award you both with a signed jersey from both of your teams. The Prime Minister's 13 match is a very special tradition between our two countries. Having started in 2005, it means a lot to our fans, it means a lot to fans of both countries, but it also means a lot to us and our sport. It's a symbol of the many things that our two countries have been together, going all the way back to Kokoda and the strong friendships and partnership that we formed between Australia and Papua New Guinea. We're proud as Rugby League to be extending that tradition of partnership, and this PM's jersey is a symbol of not only that partnership but also.
Prime Minister Albanese acknowledged the importance of these fixtures to Australia and Papua New Guinea. He said rugby league is part of the social fabric that ties Australia and PNG together. ARLC Chairman Peter V'landys said the combination of the PM's 13 matches and the NRLW semi-finals is a historic first for the game, in line with the Commission's focus on both the women's game and international rugby league. V'landys said the Prime Minister's 13 is one of the great traditions of the game dating back to 2005, and it also means so much to the people of Papua New Guinea.
And that ends Scope this evening. A kind reminder to apply simple measures to prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thank you for your company. Bye for now.